Hello, thank you for joining us on ERi-TV. This is English News Broadcast live from the headquarters in Asmara at exactly 10:30 p.m. local time. First, the top stories. President Isaias Afwerki arrives in Beijing. Independence cap in Gashbarka region. Germany calls vows to support Ukraine as long as needed. Deadly Cyclone Moka slams into Bangladesh and Myanmar. President Isaias Afwerki and his delegation in the morning hours of today, 14th May, arrived in Beijing for a 4-day official visit to China on the invitation of President Xi Jinping. Upon arrival at Beijing International Airport, President Isaias and his delegation were accorded warm welcome by Mr. Sun Weidong, Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs. Official state reception ceremony and meeting with President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Li Qiang are scheduled for tomorrow. The two heads of the state will discuss political, economic, finance, development, and trade issues for further consolidate the warm bilateral partnership that exists between the two countries. The two leaders will also discuss regional and international issues of mutual interest. The official visit of President Isaias Afwerki to the People's Republic of China will have significant contribution in consolidating the bilateral relation between the two countries that has been developing in the past 30 years. The Independence Cup that commenced its journey in the Gashbarka region on 12th May from Molki Semi-Urban Center, accompanied by Ambassador Mahmoud Ali Houri, governor of the region, and army commanders of Western Command, toured historical sites in the subzone of Shambiko and Lalaygash. Upon arrival at the historical site, the Independence Cup was awarded warm welcome by the residents and members of the Defense Force, featuring cultural and artistic performance as well as military parades. The Independence Cup is expected to tour the subzone of Golij, Tesene, Fortosawa, Haikota, Gonye, and Barantu. International Day of Plant Health, 12th May, was observed at the national level and the premises of the Ministry of Agriculture under the theme Plant Health for Environmental Protection. Mr. Taghlab Misgina, General Director of the Regulation and Inspection at the Ministry of Agriculture, indicating that the International Day of Plant Health is being observed for the second time at international and national levels, said that plant and environment have strong relationship. Noting that human activities and climate change are creating pressure on the health of plants, agriculture and food system, Mr. Taghlab called for coordinated global effort to address the challenge. Mr. Taghlab also said that the Ministry of Agriculture is closely working with the International Plant Health Society and International Plant Protection Convention in controlling pests that are causing plant diseases. Mr. Saeed Nuruddin, head of Seed Resource Control, on his part, said that the objective of the International Day of Plant Health is to raise the awareness of the public, eradicate hunger and poverty, as well as protection of biodiversity and environment. Mr. Said also said that the Ministry of Agriculture, in the partnership with government institutions and stakeholders, is working in controlling desert locusts and other pests, as well as encouraging farmers to use organic fertilizers and pesticides. International Day of Plant Health is being observed for the first time at the national level and second time at the international level. We are live on ERi-TV. Stay tuned for international news. Germany will support Ukraine as long as needed, Chancellor Olaf Scholz has said during Ukraine and President Volodymyr Zelensky's first visit to capital Berlin since the start of Russian-Ukraine war in February last year. I have said it many times and I repeat it here today, we will support you for as long as necessary, Scholz said during a joint news conference on today, adding that Germany stood with its partner for Russia to be held to account for its misdeeds. The Ukrainian leader said Kyiv would always be grateful to Berlin for its support during the war, adding that Ukraine's Western allies could make Russia's defeat irreversible as early as this year. The German government announced $3 billion of military aid to Ukraine yesterday, its biggest such-as package yet since the war broke out. The new military aid package, according to German weekly report, includes 30 Leopard 1A5 tanks, 20 Mardon armored personnel carriers, more than 100 combat vehicles, 18 self-propelled howitzers, 200 reconnaissance drones, and other air defense equipments. Germany, Europe's largest economy, faced criticism at the start of the war for what some called a hesitant response, but it has become one of Ukraine's biggest providers of financial and military assistance. Thousands of people have hunkered down in monasteries, pagodas, and schools seeking shelter from a powerful storm that slammed into the coast of Myanmar and southeastern Bangladesh today. As Cyclone Moka crashed ashore, it uprooted trees, scattered flimsy homes in Rohingya displacement camp in Bangladesh, and brought a storm surge into low-lying areas. Rescue services in Myanmar said 2 people were killed in a landslide, while local media reported the death of a man in Myanmar after a tree fell on him. Packing winds of up to 195 km per hour, Moka hit between Cox's Bazar home and nearly 1 million Rohingya refugees in Bangladesh and Myanmar's Sitwe, according to Bangladesh Weather Office. Streets in Sitwe were turned into rivers as the biggest storm to hit the Bay of Bengal in more than a decade surged through the seaside town. Myanmar's Military Information Office said the cyclone had damaged house electrical transformers, mobile phone towers, boats, and lampposts in several townships of Myanmar. And now let's have a look at the top stars. President Isaias Afwerki arrives in Beijing. Independence Cup is in Gashbarka region. Germany calls vows to support Ukraine as long as needed. Deadly Cyclone Moka slams into Bangladesh and Myanmar. It was me, Salim Brhana, with the news for tonight. Thank you for being with us. Have a good night.